Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Happy Catty Crypto here. So I'm feeling a little bit better now. Maybe it's just because it's got later into the evening. Does anybody else ever feel like that when they're sick? They get like, it's as if they miraculously get better at night and then you wake up in the morning and it's the same. It was all an illusion. So moving forward, and as you can see from the title of this video, there's kind of this whole build-up thing going on and I don't like it. You guys know how I feel about telling stuff how it is. I mean, I hate the way the SHIB devs are like, we just had a really good email. Tell you in 5 weeks. Okay, just wait and tell us when you've got the information. But from what I'm seeing, someone's asked a question today. I didn't grab this screenshot. It's from someone in the Telegram group. Hey Ed, any update on the Medium article or roadmap for USTC chain revitalization? And Ed has written back saying there are some things that are happening in the background that I would like to add, so I am holding off for a few more days. Really good. And whatever this is, I think there's a few things being missed out, and people are they're not quite informed correctly about the situation with the USTC. Now, there's many underlying issues with USTC in itself, and one of my biggest issues with it is it is tied in quite heavily with TFL. I mean, it's their stable coin, right? We don't own it. LUNACLASSIC was the coin that was, sort of given to the community, but not USTC. My worry is that if it gets caught up in a legal battle, we'll be affected by that if we intend to use it. Now, the second issue with USTC and with repegging USTC is the supply issue. Now, the top 10 holders own 54.21%. The top 100 holders own 85.34%. And, this is not a small amount. We know the Binance hot wallet itself holds around 10% of the circulating supply as well. So, as to this, what does this mean? Well, if you're going to repeg a coin to benefit the top 100 holders, something's not right. Someone's obviously got some kind of hidden investment or something. I don't understand why you would attempt to repeg a coin with 85.34% of the top 100 holders owning, that much of a circulating supply. That's crazy. So a lot of people are probably sat there right now and they're saying, well, we listened to Alex's AMA community thing they did with DJ Trev, and their solution to the supply problem was to just liquidate everybody's USTC holdings and give them LUNACLASSIC instead. And this sounds like a great idea, right? Of course, sounds like a really good idea, but it's at that point we're not decentralized anymore. Like, seriously, we're just not decentralized at that point. We've then taken it upon ourselves to go, right, oh, what, you paid with this much for that? That doesn't matter. We're taking that. It's at that point we become a dictatorship, and that's not what decentralization's about, okay? This is the scary part for me, is that there's not enough information being put out there, and if you don't know what USTC was before, it was a huge Ponzi scheme. It was a mint to burn mechanism which got it to where it was. It's like people want to turn it back on because they believe it's a shortcut to get us to where we are. But like I keep saying to people, this is like a game of chess. We need to be thinking many, many, many moves ahead. And I'm looking to the future for sustainability. I'm not looking for the quick fix. I'm looking to build on utility use cases, find adoption paths and stuff like that. And, even my developers will stand by me when I say this, is why not just create a new stablecoin? Why hasn't this been discussed? Why has this not been put forward to the community? And, it seems we're being walked down a path of a USTC repeg, whether we like it or not. And from what I could see in Alex's plan, there was, they're going to turn back on the mint to burn feature. And in turn, we will have to take on that debt from what Alex's plans. Someone's got to take on the debt of USTC. It's just one big ball of debt, and I'm going to get my developer on to explain, the root of creating a new stablecoin and kind of hearing it from an outside perspective. But we'd be much safer, I believe, just creating our own new stablecoin, be it algorithmic or not, however we want to back it. But this is the issue as well, is repegging. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, you've done that. But now how do you maintain the peg? What do you back up this stablecoin with? And I've always said to people, and I've thought about this from way back, all the way in May, is that possibly when Luna 2 was birthed, that possibly further down the line, both coins could be used to hold the stablecoin's peg instead of just one coin doing it, and that way interweaving the system. But then we realize, we can't be involved with TFL on a level as to which we'll get dragged into their court cases, because this affects all validators. And if USTC does get dragged into a court case, it's the validators who are going to suffer. It's the community that are going to suffer, not so much the developers, unless they're holding big bags, which there comes this whole conflict of interest, doesn't there? And I'll say this to, anyone, you always need to assess the situation. And I'm always going to be that point of, I'm not a yes man. I'm not going to be happy and smile because everybody else is. If I feel there's issues that need discussing, I'm going to discuss them, because it seems that they're just not discussed in other places. And like I said, with the top 100 holders owning this much, and the last solution we heard was to just liquidate, USTC holders, take their USTC, give them LUNACLASSIC, as, you just can't do that. We're not tyrants. Okay, a lot of these people, regardless of them being greedy, whatever, they've probably spent a lot of money to get the bags that they've got, and you can't just expect to change people's coins willy-nilly. It's not good. And it scares me to think that, developers have the power to just go, right, we're taking you USDC and we're going to give you LUNACLASSIC. Like, that's scary. That's not decentralization. Like, this is... If anything, I hope that this new plan that Ed's speaking about basically makes USTC take the hit. USTC mints double its supply and airdrops that supply out to all of the current LUNACLASSIC holders on a certain proportion, airdropped over, a course of time to incentivize, LUNACLASSIC holders to possibly hold for longer or whatever. But you can't expect the LUNACLASSIC community to take a hit, like Alex was saying. It's just too much to ask of a community to say, hey, let us mint, more LUNACLASSIC while we attempt to try and do exactly what TFL did before, which failed twice. So very interesting. If you didn't know that, I think it might be 3 times, but I know it was turned on and off once and then on and off again. And then they were just like, we can't save this. They were trying to repeg it with pretty much Bitcoin reserves, as to which they're selling out these huge reserves, which is making the Bitcoin price drop even more than it was dropping at that current time, which then makes the overall market drop, which makes everything just more worse. So really a lot of thought needs to go into this, and I hope there's a really viable plan coming forward. And, I know certain people in Terra Rebels can come up with really good ideas, but I just hope it doesn't follow this route of minting more LUNACLASSIC coins, because it's sort of like, well, why we got the burn tax in the first place? It's lots of contradictions, lots of, like I'm saying, be aware that there's many issues with USTC, biggest one being the supply. Second, I think is even, bigger than the supply, is the fact that it just could get dragged into a court case, and it's as simple as that. So, folks, on a more lighter note, by the time you watch this video, I would likely think the 1.2% burn tax has taken that top spot. And I think it's, too right it took that top spot, because it goes to show with the price, movements we're seeing at the moment, we haven't seen a capitulation event. We haven't seen a catastrophic meltdown of volume. It seems the system's handling things pretty well. So I look forward to whatever's coming, the rest of the course of this week. Anything can happen, and crazier things have happened recently to LUNACLASSIC, and anything could happen. It's as simple as that. Folks, stay safe. Have a really nice Wednesday wherever you are, And I'm not a financial advisor. Do remember that. And beware of scammers, doppelgangers, anybody pretending to be me. I'm never going to DM you. Catch you in the next one.